It definitely feels like a different venue. Like when you came here for the dirt race, it didn't feel like you were at Bristol.
People ask me all the time what my expectations were, and I always said I expected it to be hard, and it is hard. Cup racing's hard. So, that side of it, right? I think each race we've had little different things happen that maybe that hurt our finish or not. But I feel like when we get everything put together, and the car's handling like I want, and we execute, we have speed, we make progress, we're faster. So, for me, I need to, made a couple mistakes over the last few weeks, right? Spinning out and qualifying at Phoenix put us really far behind. All these guys all week, all they talk about is how you can't pass. I mean, having a mistake like that puts you really far behind and makes your day look worse than it is, right? So, for me.
Right now, I think, if you put 20 cars in the lead with 10 to go, they're going to win. And that's, the star in that is the track position, because the cars are all the same and there's not as difficult to drive. So
now we all have the same Legos, and it's just about how you assemble the Legos, which apparently we're not smart enough yet at the short track Legos to have that program scienced out. But you also, for me anyways, I feel like the practice limitations that have been set forth, I don't have time to work through and dissect the car as much as I once did.
You've really embraced the role of being the heel, Denny, and clearly with your comment about I beat your drivers, all of them. But my question to you is, when you go to your home track, Richmond, which you grew up, so close to that track, you would think when you come home, you're the hometown hero, and you get booed there. What kind of effect does it have knowing that, you should be the big swinging, walking into Richmond? And
I don't know what. Tell me.
And
people would call me that anyway.
Well, probably.
The what?
I haven't talked to Jordan lately, though. But, it's, just kind of, what does that feel like? Because, just to be even hated by the hometown crowd has to be brutal.
I just used to beat up their favorite drivers in the short tracks days too, so that's why. So I don't know. I just don't mind it. I really don't, because it's just noise. It's noise. there was many moments, kind of, sort of mid-career, where there was just claps, and it's like, it's just not a needle mover one way or another, and so. And a lot of it comes just with success as well. If you're a contender each and every week, you're going to get more noise, and typically, I've had so many altercations with really popular drivers, and that just kind of fuels it as well. So I think certainly I've checked all the boxes of things that fans despise of. We've seen one that previous driver, Joe Gibbs Racing, he just changes teams, and all of a sudden he's more liked. So, when you have all the things that I've got, in that box of negativity checked, you're just going to have to live that life.
I think that's Denny Hamlin now, right? He's the, what are you going to call him, the villain? Is that what he's living? Black hat? Sure. No, I think it's important to expand outside of our four walls. I think there's a handful of us, a slight handful of us that can move that needle. And so we have to not become stagnant and continue to do that.
I would say that there's nothing like the real thing. There's nothing like the asphalt dyno, as my dad would always say, and going to the racetrack with your stuff and competing against the rest of the competitors to see where your shortcomings are. So, this is a dumb analogy, but the smartest robot in the world will never be what a human is. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a human to build that robot. So there's going to be way too many circumstances that would come about to make sim life what real life is.
The PJ1 really locks it down, and I think what the PJ1 does is it actually adheres some rubber to it. So you see a distinct rubber line. This is doing it as well, but the tires almost are sliding over it, so I think it might just be grinding it off or just peeling it up more so than actually making the cars stick to the racetrack better. I think I learned a little bit just by putting in the when we did that tire test at Phoenix, we put the really soft tires on that everybody thought that would, slide around and you'd burn it off. Well, it actually induced less tire wear because the car drives better and it sticks to the road better. All right, so you're not creating any slip of the tire, so it doesn't get hot. It just drives better. So I think PJ1 makes the cars drive better. Doesn't create any tire slide. Here you see guys on the verge of slipping. You see the fronts kind of going away. So I think that in turn is just starting to peel some of that resin up earlier than what we expected.
We need to show up at racetracks and be a threat for the pole, run the fastest lap in the race, do those types of things. We've done that here at Bristol. We haven't done that enough at other places. That's what we're looking for.
Are you tired of being asked about that?
No. It's the right question to ask. It's the question we ask of ourselves.
But you certainly feel much closer than you were day one, year one.
Oh yeah, we're way closer than we were 24 months ago, but that's not good enough.